What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about why I think it's not going to make any sense to buy a mid-range phone really soon. And I think we'll start seeing this really soon, within like maybe a year and a half. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my case. You guys know I'm a big fan of just buying older flagships and avoiding budget phones and mid-range phones altogether. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So there's two things that people typically say, oh, this is why I don't necessarily want to buy an older flagship, and that's usually because of software updates and battery life. But what we've seen from Samsung and Google now is that we have extended software updates. So this is actually a big thing. It started with the Pixel 8 Pro here. So the Pixel 8 series gets 7 years of major OS updates, and now Samsung, and that was what I was waiting for, Samsung to actually match Google. And then this is going to have a ripple effect. So Xiaomi will do it, and pretty much anybody else who's making older or flagship phones is going to have to do it. ASUS, they're going to have to increase the software updates as this gets more competitive. But you can see Samsung is now with the 7 years of major OS updates as well too. So that's one of the biggest things, is that people they can't enjoy, like, let's say for instance the Note 20 Ultra, excellent phone, one of the like most popular older flagships to buy. It's not getting the Android One UI 6 update, which was disappointing. It's only getting security updates. So security updates are not major OS updates. It's strictly what it sounds like. It's just making sure the phone is secure from the latest threats and stuff like that. Now, the reason why I say this is because old flagships typically drop in price pretty well. So you can see a Pixel 7 Pro, this is last year's flagship from Google, you can find in the used refurbished marketplace for $328. And you can see, depending on if it's locked or unlocked, around $429. This is an extremely good deal, right? So if I type in something like, let's go with one of the most popular mid-range phones, the Galaxy A54 here. One of the most popular mid-rangers. You can see now, brand new, you can get this phone for $420, $309 in the used refurbished marketplace. But as you can see, the Pixel 7 Pro is going to be a way more superior device in terms of hardware, camera quality, speed, gaming performance, all of that. So I think it's pretty interesting, so you guys can kind of see where I'm going here. But now that we have longer updates, when the Pixel 8 Pro comes down in price, when it comes down, you know, I think even maybe next year or whenever the Pixel 9 Pro, this phone will come down to around the $500, $400 price range, and you'll be able to pick it up. But you'll be able to pick it up for cheap, and it will have very long software support as well too. Now let's talk about the battery life sort of thing. So yeah, older flagships will degrade a little bit in battery performance. And I did a day in the life with the S21 Ultra, the Note 20 Ultra, and I actually was able to get through the day no problem. But if you're a heavier user these days, if you're doing a lot of gaming, yes, these phones, you will be able to kind of kill them before the day's over for sure. But I think that with these newer phones, the battery life is getting so good because of the chipsets, and also Samsung and other companies are implementing stuff like the battery protect. A lot of people don't know you can actually protect the battery health of the phone, which I know like most people aren't going to do, but I'm just saying, if you turn this on to 85%, that'll help your battery life you know, greatly, your battery health. But yeah, even with that, the S23 Ultra, even a year or two from now, it's still going to have really good battery life in my opinion, simply because the chipset is so good and Samsung's optimization is just really good with these devices. So as the years go on, the battery health on these phones are actually just going to be still good, you know, years from now. But like I said, even with these older flagships, the battery life is still pretty decent for an average user. I'm still able to get around 6 hours of screen on time from something like my S21 Ultra. And again, as a light user, if you're a heavy gamer, then yeah, of course, you're going to be able to kill these phones. Now, one of the biggest reasons I recommend an older flagship, so let's say for instance something like the Galaxy S21 FE, one of my favorite phones. This phone will get up to Android 16 actually. It's actually $200 on the used refurbished marketplace. I got this one off of eBay for legit $200. Battery life is good. It's way better than something like a Galaxy A34, which cost about the same brand new. It's not even in the same league as far as just the quality that you're going to get with between these two phones. The cameras are way better, screen is way better, design is better. Everything is better about the S21 FE. So you can see logically it makes legit no sense to get an A34 if you have an option of getting an S21 FE that's going to get Android 16 and still is better than the A32 at the same exact price. The only difference is, yeah, it's not brand new, out the box like the A32. But it just doesn't make sense to get a brand new phone just to take it out the box and then you have an inferior experience and then you have to spend more money a year or two because the phone's lagging and all that. So yeah, I just think it's interesting just so you guys can see, like, even if you just play PUBG and stuff like that, the S21 FE, because a lot of people, they want a game for cheap, and that's one of like the second main thing on the channel. People want a game for cheap, but they don't want to spend $1,000 on a flagship. They don't want to spend, $600 and stuff like that. You could game for cheap on an S21 FE with the Snapdragon AAA processor. Plays PUBG excellent, really well. Plays anything in the Play Store, emulators, whatever you want. So you guys can see, just logically, it makes no sense, and I don't think that, and probably like these other tech channels, they'll probably tell you to buy these, to keep buying these mid-range phones, a couple years from now, even though it will legit make no sense, since the battery performance is going to be better, and also it's just an overall better experience from the cameras, display, hardware. It just will make no sense to buy a mid-range phone. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Am I totally wrong about this? Am I off? What do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.